Ah, 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 wow, wow, yeah, yeah, you go for eh. A birthday party ends abruptly when twin brothers Jacob King and Daniel play hide and seek in nearby woods. Jacob witnesses a man attack Daniel and slash his throat. Jacob. Daniel survives but is left with a permanent scar. The incident shapes Jacob's future. Years later, he's a homicide detective in Memphis. Jacob is a direct, fast-acting investigator. My name is Jacob. Back in the jail for sure. You can see four sewn up in the chip. Working with his partner, Detective Storm Anderson, he purses a serial killer known as the Deceiver, who targets prostitutes and carves zodiac symbols into their bodies as a signature. The case escalates at a city center crime scene where a woman is found bound outside with a live C4 device placed inside her chest, indicating the killer is baiting the police. Jacob calls the bomb squad. C4 sewn up in the chip. Ain't trying to fuck with our head. Now you know what? Then notices a man, Billy Joe Hill, observing from a nearby apartment. Acting on instinct, he enters the building alone to confront him. After a struggle, devastating you know to weakness, brain on sit people lucky. Hill. Yeah. This which color buyer one is this fuck you. Up the hey Billy. Why? Ready to talk me? Alright, that suspect is Miss Nero. Yellow or black? We cut the yellow and black. Any wire got to black? Jacob forces Billy to identify the correct wire, and the team disarms the bomb. Fucking yellow. Jacob then strikes him and throws him through a window. Swung him back. Billy survives and is taken into custody. The outcome is short-lived. A legal group files an appeal, citing violations during the arrest, and Billy may be released. Jacob sees this as a continued threat and returns home under pressure. Jacob's girlfriend tells him she's been accepted into the police force, but he shows little reaction, focused on the case. Later, on a wet city street, a prostitute notices a man struggling to calm a crying baby and stops to help. The man reveals the baby is a doll, knocks her unconscious, takes her to a secluded location. Into this is cloaked, and carves astrological symbols into her body. He later leaves her dead on the street. The new murder confirms that the deceiver has resumed killing. Jacob King and Storm examine the body and note a C-section scar and a full moon mark behind her ear. Jacob identifies a pattern and asks the medical examiner to verify the exact time of death in the earlier cases. Storm reports that the victim is Jessica, a part-time prostitute who frequented the Mojo Blues bar. Before they can follow the lead, the captain orders the team back to the station as media pressure over the unsolved cases increases. Despite orders to stand down, Jacob goes to the Mojo Blues bar to ask about Jessica. Before the waitress can respond, a group of men forces him outside. He continues asking about Jessica Trim and is attacked. You know a girl called Jessica, she worked the space for Johns. If you never talked to her, how you know her that? I seen you bunch side. Look, I need some help. Well, Talon and Leon. Did you have Abs's apartment? You got some people waiting up front, you know people out front? Lord have mercy. Well, at least we come in here, we ask questions. We politely do I got some questions about gesture until you downtown. I was this all all it's but subdues the group and escorts the waitress out. What? A gunfight breaks out, and Jacob stops the shooters before. Fuck. Did I? Best friend and that alley. One's wound nearby, Lazarus observes the scene. Back at the station, the captain questions Jacob's absence and assigns FBI agent Frank Miller to take over the grifter case. Miller reviews the killings and examines Jacob's record of forced complaints. That night, Lazarus targets a man, abducts him, and kills him in an alley. Next morning, the body is found on the top floor of an empty building. Evidence shows strangulation, and a symbol cut into the victim's arm warns police to stay away. 2 killings occur in 2 days, and the suspect remains at large. At the scene, Agent Miller attempts to take control, but Jacob ignores her and leaves. Later, Jacob's girlfriend and Miller respond to a domestic incident involving a man threatening his wife with a knife. They intervene and secure the situation, noting the wife's unstable behaviors. Wow. And they know what's going on behind my down, or I put you to shoey, see if I give a fuck. You didn't have that fashion that. You didn't have to hurt him. At the station, Jacob reviews the symbols linked to the grifter case as a legal group, questions him and Storm about Billy Joe. Miller tells Storm that Jacob violated procedure during the arrest. DNA results are inconclusive and witnesses refuse to cooperate. Billy's case is dismissed and he is released the next day. Hours later, Jacob and Storm learn he has killed 3 men who picked him up. Jacob goes to the library to research the astrological symbols. Unaware that Billy is watching him, Jacob learns from a librarian that the symbols come from country song lyrics. She directs him to a rundown club where the song plays nightly. Patrons follow astrology. At the club, a bartender points out Lazarus, the musician Jacob is seeking. I'm the owl. You an agent? The name is a man, said Alms. You know a man, Jacob approaches Lazarus but is blocked by several men. He fights through them, but Lazarus escapes. There you go, boy. There you go, boy. Wow. What's Jacob follows him into an empty building and catches up, but Lazarus uses a woman as a shield and slips away. Moments later, Lazarus attacks from behind. They fight at close range. As sirens approach, someone understands. Lazarus breaks free and escapes, leaving Jacob with a severe cut to his arm. Jacob recovers a wallet Lazarus dropped, including a driver's license that identifies him. The next morning, Billy Joe brings a librarian to his apartment, kills her after they are alone. At the station, Jacob submits samples from his arm wound for DNA testing. The results link to Jessica Trimble and a known offender, Lazarus Jones. Jacob and Agent Miller go to his home, but it is empty, and they learn he has also killed the Bart. Jesus Christ. Dragged under who identified him? Further analysis shows he selects victims and timing based on astrological signs and moon phases. The prior killings align with lunar phases full, waning, and first quarter, indicating the next attack will occur during the waning crescent that night. Jacob maps the pattern to the Adney Crown, a 9-star formation overlaid on Memphis, with each star marking a crime site and one location remaining. That night, Jacob goes to a bar he believes will be targeted. Meanwhile, Agent Miller receives lab results showing Lazarus's DNA matches Jacob's. With fresh scratches on Jacob and no confirmed sightings of Lazarus, she considers that Lazarus may not exist and that Jacob could be responsible while posing as the investigator. Miller views the bartender's killing as controlled and deliberate. At the bar, Lazarus appears, fires, and flees. Holds FPG, you're under arrest, put your hands up, put them in the air for a wait. Y'all get up. Okay, babe. Take your best shot. Jacob pursues, subdues him in a close fight, and Lazarus is arrested when backup arrives. Later, Jacob returns home and finds his girlfriend dead. Billy Joe attacks from behind. They fight, and Jacob cuts Billy's throat. When police arrive, they find only 2 bodies, Jacob's girlfriend and Billy Joe. Jacob disappears without a trace, leaving Storm a letter, in which he confesses his actions, says he broke protocol to catch Lazarus, thanks Storm for his support.